Just a raw.
Hey, we're live. We're live now. Hey, welcome to Cardboard Alchemy. Feels weird to say. I'm Chris Strain. This is Michael. We're taking over. Peter's not here. Neither is Rosie. Although I see she's in the chat, so that's nice. Hi, Rosie. Hi, everybody in the chat. For those that don't know, I've been on the show a couple times because I work at Cardboard Alchemy. But I also have a show on Monday with Mike. I'm pointing the right way, right?
Yeah, you're on this way.
Called Pool 42. So whenever I was asked to take over the spot, I thought let's grab Mike and we'll make it kind of a 42 takes over Cardboard Alchemy thing. But I got lots of secrets to share. You know, I work behind all the stuff. I won't share any, but no, I've got some.
I guess
I can answer questions.
We both have secrets. We can't share them.
Hey everybody.
Hey everyone. Good to see you.
Yeah, say hi as you come in. Like to say hi to everybody. We also talk to our chat a bit whenever they come on here. So if you have questions, we'll just pop them up. I'll try to look for them on the side here. So things we're going to talk about today. Last night, Mike and I played Whisperwood, which is a game that is been signed by Cardboard Alchemy. I'm one of the designers. Brad Brooks is one of the other designers, and my partner Aaron is also a designer. So we could talk a little bit about that. I was told we can't share too much, but maybe a little bit more than you know.
This is a live show, right? Like you can't edit it post. So if
right.
something were to be said,
I see Peter can get away with that. Every now and then Peter lets something spread. I don't know if I can get away with it.
I mean, I'm not asking you to. I don't work for Cardboard Alchemy, so
that's fair. I think I'm partly responsible for you, though.
You should be.
Yeah.
And you also shouldn't be.
So I'm the developer on Cardboard Alchemy for Critter Kitchen, which is right there behind me and all blurry, so you can't tell. I also am working on Flamebound, so lots of secrets there I can't share. I'm also working on some promo stuff for Flamecraft I don't think I'm supposed to talk about. So lots of stuff.
Yeah, you're such a tease.
What was that?
My text message notification is, "Hey, listen, Navi from Zelda."
Oh,
I forgot the silence.
I'm being watched. I can't say too much.
Hi, Brad. Your game's fantastic. Your co-design game is fantastic. I played it last night. Well done. So
we'll talk about our play of Whisperwood and see what you thought about that. I guess you just told us. And we'll answer some questions that come up if anybody have them here. Oh, yes, I can talk about Easter eggs and Andromeda's Edge because I was the illustrator for all of these little modules. These little guys right here. Mm-hmm. So every single one of those little Easter eggs, Peter and Brad gave me, and Luke gave me a lot of leeway to just do whatever I wanted for those. So I snuck in all kinds of stuff that I enjoy. So yeah, I could talk about those. Those are fun. It's funny because I was going to make a video, like a quiz video for him. So I have the entire stack of modules that have an Easter egg in them. And that's how many have Easter eggs.
Jesus.
Just yeah, just there's quite a bit. It's at least like 10 or 12 per module type, right? So
God. Fantastic.
Yeah. It's fun. I love working here. It's we also have top 5 things. We decided we'd do a top 5 because we do top 5s on our show. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about our top 5 components from any game.
Any game.
And oh man, this was perhaps one of the worst top 5s I've ever had to do.
Stop it. It's not that.
No, bad. I'm serious. Okay, so you mentioned we talked about it last night. Like, oh, let's throw a top 5 in there, right? And you said you came up with this idea, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I could just go in there and pick up stuff. Man, I couldn't stop. I was like, oh wait, but this, but wait, but this. I was opening up boxes. My whole game room has boxes open everywhere, things everywhere. Mm-hmm. I can't make decisions. I'm gonna cheat. I have more than one things. It's gonna be all over the place.
Okay.
So.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we'll overlap. And I definitely will cheat on one, but you'll see.
There's no way we're going to overlap. I of course will leave Cardboard Alchemy stuff out of the list because that's it's a little self-promotional, but I will probably pop up a few things and just talk about how cool these things are. But
you're going to cheat throughout the show and just drop 10
throughout the whole show. Yeah. Also, we were told that this is supposed to only be an hour long, and we'll see if we can do that. It's our shows are usually 3 hours long, 2 to 3 hours long because we won't shut up. And our shows are on Monday if you want to check them out. Shameless plug. Let's see. Oh, and we also do we have a Micah painting?
Mika painting. Yeah.
Mika. I keep saying Micah. Sorry about that.
It's okay. You pronounce everything
wrong. That's true.
Used to it by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have. We'll play there too.
Do you want to do that now?
Whatever.
So on our show, Mike here has 2 kids, Luca and Mika. And on our show, he always shows a watercolor painting from his son, Luca. And we like to look at it, ask the chat people, you're all chat people, ask the chat people what you see in it, Rorschach kind of thing. It's fun. But you have one from your younger son, Mika.
I do.
Which would be fun.
Yeah, this will be a first. So usually it's Luca. Luca just turned 3 in November, and he's the one. We've done 92, 93 paintings at this point. We did it all of last season, and we've done it all of this season. Season 5 starts up in end of January, so there's something new happening. But I figured since this was a new show and a new venture, and I do Luca's paintings on Monday, Mika, he's 20 months old. He'll be 2 years in February. He started to watercolor paint along with his brother. So I figured for today, we'll show a Mika painting for the first time. I think I've shown one on the show, but not as a Rorschach, just kind of like, look what Mika can do. So I have one that we can do.
Nice. Very cool. Just real quick, I don't want to miss questions as they go by and stuff. So made me kick and giggle the most. That is really tough because I love so many of the little things I snuck in here. I mean, there's a lot of ridiculous things. Like, there's stuff that I don't know if anybody could. This is going to be too blurry for anybody to see, but this is basically the garbage compactor that Luke and Han and Leia fall into, and Chewie fall into in Star Wars Episode 4. And the only way to know that is there's a little tiny bar in there, which is the bar that Luke is holding up. Just ridiculous stuff that I don't expect most people to find, but there's all kinds of little stuff like that.
It'd be cool to have the quiz to see how many people.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a quiz that basically like it shows it and you got like 3 seconds to try to figure out where it comes from, and then I'll show you where it's from, kind of thing. So we'll see if I get that together.
We should do it on the show.
Good, yeah. All right. So you got a painting for us to check out?
I do, yeah. So like Chris said, we kind of Rorschach it. Spoiler, every Monday.
There you go. That's bigger.
It is bigger. Every Monday, Chris proves he's a little in the head with what he sees in the pictures that Luca does. So I'm sure this one's going to be even better. So yeah, here's Mika's first painting. This was done November 11th of this year. So just a couple weeks ago. There it is.
Oh, see, that looks dark to me, and I don't want to go dark, especially because you just said that I always see weird things. I'm going to try to think of something nicer, but tell us in the comments what you see. Maybe you can give me something nicer than what I'm seeing right now.
Just one on purpose, just so you know.
You picked one that would look dark, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was he looking at anything while he was painting it? And how old is Mika? 1?
20 months. No, they weren't looking at anything for this one.
Okay.
And sorry, the lighting is crap, but
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Anybody see anything in there that is not a crushed bug? Here we go. Oh, Christmas. I should have went Christmas. Yeah. 2 elves carrying a snowy Christmas tree. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saving us there, Rudy. Yeah. Anybody else see anything? I still see the bug. So here we go. Ooh. A red bird talking to an iguana.
Good
Oh,
point,
I
Brad.
see the bird. Yeah, I see the bird because it almost looks like a red bird eating an iguana.
Sure, yeah.
It's hard to get. Talking to he's a close talker. Talking to an iguana. Yeah. Okay. What do you see?
All right, so I don't know if you're familiar with the game Geister or Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. We talked about it for our Halloween.
Yeah, our last show. Yeah.
Well, in the game, there are two different things. There's the little ghost, the green ghost, and once 3 ghosts enter a room, it becomes a haunt, and there's this bigger red ghost that's the haunt, and it really looks like that, like it's got that kind of top to its head. So when 3 are in a room, the 3 go away, the 3 green go away, and the red comes in. So it's what I envision happens once the 3rd green ghost comes in.
Okay.
Become the red haunt. So
that's a really cute game, by the way.
I love that game.
All right, red elf carrying a Christmas tree. Thank you for making it less dark. It's Christmassy, holiday.
Yeah, where did you go on this one, Chris?
Yeah, I went with smashed bug. It looks like a bug that, like maybe like a grasshopper that you crush, and you're surprised that it's got like red blood in it. Or maybe I'm thinking like mosquitoes. You know how whenever you hit a mosquito and you're like,
Yeah. You don't know if it ate anything or ate you. Yeah.
I like the Christmas angle better. Oh, dropped.
I'm just gonna throw it at everybody. So yeah, there you go.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like the Christmas angle on it better.
Yeah, the red and green. I mean, it's the holidays, right? So I mean, basically, so I picked that one on purpose. But this one really does have that. He put it on a paper and smushed the paper together, and it's got that Rorschach kind of thing to it. So I figured it was a good one to show off how your brain works.
My brain, yeah. Let's not advertise that too much. I need to keep my job.
Way better on Mondays. You're not as dark on Mondays.
That's true. So so yesterday we got to play Whisperwood.
We did,
and we talked a lot after that. Actually, I think we talked like an hour after that.
Yeah.
About the game and stuff, but I don't know actually how much Peter has talked about Whisperwood and all that's coming from it. But I know that he's said that it's a bag builder, which if you don't know what those are, basically you get a bag, you get tokens in there, you pull them out every round, and you choose actions to do with those tokens. So it's a bag builder. It's your druids, like thematically, you're playing druids trying to restore a forest that has been tainted by an evil sorcerer, a dark sorcerer at some point, kind of in the past. There is a solo, by the way. I didn't show you this, but there is a solo that we're working on that you'll actually deal with the dark sorcerer spirit. That's probably more information I was supposed to say, but working on it. Can't guarantee it, but
yeah, keep drinking so you don't step in anything.
So what do you think? You played a 8-round, which is the normal
full game.
You can play a 10-round or even a 12-round if you want to go crazy. But
oh wow, yeah, no, I think it had all the things that you look for in a good game. It had the restrictions that made you feel smart when you pulled them off. It had it definitely had a first time learning curve to it. There was a lot that I didn't see how it worked until Chris had 20 more points than I did on round 2. And it's like, oh, that's how that works. I get it. But yeah, it had a lot of really cool things. It had I don't know what I'm allowed to say. It's got the bag building, sure. And the bag building was very smart in how the process of that works. But then the game, there's these action selection things that are going to be on your board, and those are what you pull from the bag goes on there, and then you get to trigger your things, and you can trigger them in any order. And when you get the right things out of the bag, even if you don't get all of the right things out of the bag, there's good mitigation in the bag, the bad pulls from the bag, that you can do what you need to do, or at least feel like you can do what you need to do. And then you pull off all the stuff in whatever order you want, based on the map at the time, how things move around, and how again, I don't know what I can say.
They definitely know there's golems in them because The
Cool.
artwork that's behind Peter, usually that big giant golem, that's
Yeah.
part of the inspiration for the game.
Okay. So yeah, the golems aren't necessarily in the right place when it's your turn. And we only played a 2-player game, so they moved and they screwed me up enough, but I can see like in a 4-player game, like they could really be put in great positions for you without other people kind of knowing that they put them in good positions for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other little things, the other things that are in there?
The little animals.
Yep.
Yep.
So there's those things and the critters and the companions that you're playing along with that also trigger, and you can lean into 3 different tracks, which really help you throughout the game and gives you out of the gate, gives you a purpose, gives you a direction, so you can start working on a certain element, I guess, if you want to call them elements.
Yeah, the different tokens that you pull out of the bag are either elements or there's potions or embers are the 2 different resources that you pull.
Yeah, it was having the ability to mitigate what didn't come out of the bag or mitigate and change your mind once it's your turn. Because, first play alters. So first player will go and then you have this great idea, but all of a sudden, this could be really better. And then you can trigger your stuff in any way, like any order to make sure that the things work for you. It felt super clever. It's intuitive in nature on how all of this stuff kind of marries together, and definitely would reward multiple plays to get the strategy down. But man, the replayability of this game is going to be bonkers. Like the way that the different critters or companions and the golems you can use, and like it's going to be another banger.
One of the things I really like to hear that you said was that everything kind of flows together. Like it feels natural. Like whenever I told you, this rule and this rule and this rule, it just seemed like your brain went with it because that's a thing that we pay attention a lot during the development of this.
Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, for a first play, right? Like you're like, okay, this is all working, and then you were like, good, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like I'll find my way. And then turn 1 was like, okay, I get how it works. I get the flow of the game. You pull from the bag, you figure out what you want to do, and then you do it. And then by the second round, even the third round, it felt really like, okay, like I probably should have done something a little different last time. I probably shouldn't be in this part of the map because I kind of just jammed myself in a corner. But like as all learning games, like you figure that out. But then all of a sudden there was that click moment. And I remember getting, what did I have? Like 27 points in one round or something. And I really shot around the corner and it felt amazing. It actually clicked at that point. And then, next turn the game was over, but it still felt phenomenal.
There was a moment where I had a really big turn and I kind of took a big chunk of points, right? Yeah. And then you were like, why am I guess that's it for me. But then the next turn you shot past me. Yeah. And you were like, okay, that's how we're doing it. So I was like, yeah, good. That's
yeah, because we started off, like he let me pick what he was going to play, and I picked the magic faction or magic. And he's like, oh, good, this is the harder one to play. And like turn 2, he's like 30 points ahead of me. And I'm like, well, this is going to not go well. Because obviously I'm playing, the designer, and the designer usually doesn't win games, but Chris is an anomaly. So yeah, and then the next turn it was like I caught up and I was ahead, and then we had a little back and forth, and then he lapped me, and it wasn't a show anymore. But it worked. It worked.
Well, I mean, and I misspoke when I said it was the harder one to play. It's actually just the one that if you know the game a little bit more, it's easier to play. It's once you know the game, they're all kind of evenly. There's earth, air, water, and magic that you.
No, I get it. You wanted me to feel like I had a chance. You baited me into it. You got it.
Yeah, basically.
That's right.
I mean, I'm really happy. I know that Peter took Whisperwood, the prototype, to BGG Con, and I'd love to hear him talk more about. I talked to him obviously about his experiences, but I'd like to know what he's had to say about it and what other people have. But it's been very much that kind of response. So good start, Good start on getting it out there. We're just now starting to get. In fact, not everybody, even at Cardboard Alchemy, has played yet. I don't think Rosie's played, which we need to correct. But because I think Rosie would like it.
If you ever need an extra person and I'm free, I'm in. I'd play again.
Cool. That's what you want to hear.
Absolutely. I'm not pandering. Like Chris and I, we go back and we have our show, and I love Brad and I love Peter, and they put on a great product. So I'm not just saying it because of that. The game was solid. I mean, everything, Critter Kitchen and Andromeda's Edge, like they've all been great, but it was really fun. It was just solid. It was solid.
Very nice.
Hey, good to see you, Nikki.
Yeah. Yep. We'll get you to play soon. I guess that's up to Peter now that he's taken over development for it. So, which is an exciting in itself, because I've worked with Peter since Dwellings time, before that even, and I've watched him take games from design to development, and it's amazing to watch. You know, that's how you end up with cool stuff like this. I would have never thought to do minis like that, right?
Is that the same piece you showed earlier? Show a different piece.
Yeah, the Drake.
That's your opportunity to show a different piece. You can't show the same piece.
Well, my
piece to cheat. You should cheat with different pieces.
Fine, I got dragons. I can show dragons.
Dragons are good. I like dragons.
Yeah, I know. It's the only piece I grabbed from Andromeda, though, because, like I said, I got stuff all over the place, and my whole desk is full of things. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, if we should dress up at cons, and he's definitely got to dress up as the Dark Sorcerer.
It makes sense. It does make sense.
We have running jokes about his interpretation of what you're doing with the creatures when you discard them and stuff. It's like, no, you're sending them free. You've freed them from the corruption of the Dark Forest, and he's like, Dragon minis. Yes. Yeah, Bread is my favorite Dragon mini. I think that's the original one. I put we have second ones now. Oh, yeah, and the plushies. Yeah. We have second ones now that I replaced, so these are the original ones. So speaking of components and stuff, we do have our top 5 list that we should probably hit before, so we don't run over.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we got 40 minutes. I'm sure we can do it in 40. 90% sure we can do it in 40 minutes.
We talk, but I'm watching the clock. We're good.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, as we go, if you have any questions in the comments, please.
Yeah, so our top 5 today is top 5 components, and it's not just generic components. It was like this one component from this one game kind of thing. And that's what drove me crazy, as I was saying earlier, is there's just too many games. There's too many awesome things.
Yep.
Yeah. I grabbed one thing and I was like, this is awesome. This has to go. And I was like, but wait, this is cooler. So one of the things I did to help myself is I removed IP stuff.
Okay.
Like, for instance, anything that's Star Wars and awesome.
Yeah, you're still going to show it. I get it.
Yeah, I'm cheating. Or anything that's Marvel is a big IP, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are awesome stuff, but the IP itself kind of stacks on top of those things, you know? And I kind of wanted to just judge it as the component for a game. So.
Okay.
Did you leave off IP stuff, or what did you have any rules for yourself?
No, I never have rules.
Or if you do, you break them?
No, I mean, the only rule was, and I guess I'll talk about it now, I wanted to, but I did not use Asking for Troubles as the thing. But there's a lot in that game that, like, all of we talked about Easter eggs in Andromeda's, all of the little Easter eggs you put in that, I knew I was playing that game before I knew who Chris was and who Chris, like when Chris and I connected for the show. But the idea that the spaceships seem similar to stuff that I really enjoyed, and the way that, like, you just feel like you're moving around a certain bounty hunter ship. I
don't know what you're talking about. Those are all unique.
They are. They sure are.
Nothing to do with. Yep.
Sure. But I purposefully left that one off because of reasons, and we tend to do that with our own stuff, our own designs, the stuff that the companies that we work for, we try and leave that stuff out.
Right.
these.
I actually didn't say, but you work as a developer for 3WS shirt you're wearing. We're both representing in red shirts, which was total coincidence.
Yeah, it was. We didn't send it. Mine's pink. Again, you can't
Oh,
really
is
see
it?
it.
Oh.
It's like it's called a red. I think it's raspberry, but yeah.
Mine is red, but we usually shoot at night, and so I have all this different light in here. It feels very weird.
Yeah.
Doing a show this early is weird.
Well, we kind of do it in the summer months. Like it is kind of light out in the summer.
Right, but because we go so long in our episodes, I usually close off the window because it changes light. It goes dark by the time we're done.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird. Brandon, that's a great. I wanted to. So I guess the only thing I did for mine was I actually physically have the bits that I'm going to talk about.
I do too.
There are plenty of games, like that's a great example. Plenty of games out there that have components that either are in my convention library or not accessible at the moment that I just couldn't grab. So these were the 5 things that I could grab. Of what I could grab. These are 5 of them.
Oh, where are you?
Oh, yeah.
It's nighttime.
6 hours, so Europe somewhere. Or later.
Somewhere not here.
Yeah, not in New York, that's for sure.
Also, just because everything's weird and stuff, I always put my list in from favorite, from like 5th favorite to 1st favorite, and you always just kind of randomly have a list. This time, mine is not in order.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, hey, it's a weird show today. It's weird.
Yeah, you're living in the chaos. I love it. Welcome to my world.
I mean, they're so different from each other. There's no way to like this component's better than it. And I didn't just go like all minis or anything like that. They're more category, right?
Right.
I think like the best thing I could think of in this category, best thing, and
Okay.
But it's already driving me crazy because I'm looking at one, I'm like, that was better, actually, and it's somewhere else. Netherlands. Wow. Very
cool.
Nice. I've been watching videos of the Netherlands and that area, Netherlands, mid Europe, Switzerland, things like that. Just kind of thinking about how nice it'd be to visit that area.
Yeah.
The chaos. All right. So you want to go first? Your number 5-ish? Your 5th one?
I can go first. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Do it.
All right. Okay, so I can actually show the whole game.
Okay. Yeah, I left all the boxes in the other room, so I'm just going to show a component. But
right, yeah, no, the box. I don't. No, I don't have. I don't even have the box.
If we talked before the show, we could probably get more organized that way, but that wouldn't be as fun.
No, it would not be fun. Yeah, but typically we'd go on BGG and we'd show the game or whatever. But this is actually the entire game.
Oh, I was just looking at that yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So this is the whole thing is a component, but this is actually a component. The case that it's in is the reset of the game. So when I'll show you in a second, but when you're done and you want to reset, you put everything back in the box and you put this thing, which houses the cards, in the thing and squish it down, and then all of the fuzzies.
That's smart. Yeah.
Right?
That's great.
Right. So then the game, and these are going to go all over the place. So I'm going
to. It's like Jingo with the things, right? You could pull them out without falling. Yeah.
Yep. The idea is there's a deck of cards, and the cards have there's a thing. Like if you fail, there's a thing. But on the top of the deck, there's a color, and your objective is to take these tweezers and pull. Wow. This is going to go all over the place. I know it.
I hope so.
I know, but I'm not allowed to curse on the show, and if it does, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard for me.
Yeah, this is not full 42 after dark.
Right. So if this were my setup in the game, and you can go wherever you want around the column, but if yellow was the top deck, I would have to pull a yellow fuzzy off the tower and put it higher than where I pulled it. It doesn't have to go on the top like Jenga. It just has to go higher from where I pull it. And again, these are going to fall. I want to just get one. They are. It's called
Let
the
me
fuzz.
zoom in a little bit so we can watch it all fall and get your face as
No,
it
it's not gonna
gets
happen.
all over
I'm
the
not
place.
gonna do that. They
Oh,
are. They're fuzzies. They're little fuzzy balls, like cotton balls.
nice. Do
So
they
they
have a stickiness to them? Why
they
do
have.
they?
Yeah, I guess. Like I don't know. Whatever they have that goes around them. Like
Yeah.
it's not like Velcro, but they stick enough where, like, if I just drop this in, like, no, that didn't work. Oh, one's on the
Yeah,
floor.
that stuck really well.
One's on the floor. God damn it! It's all the way over there. I can't get it. He's gonna live there now. That fuzzy's gonna live over there in the corner.
Nice.
So yeah, they kind of stick together enough where they're not just falling, but they're not stuck, and you pull with the tweezers, and then the idea is if it falls over, there's penalties.
Ooh,
and you flip
already
over
leaning.
hard.
Give it a shake. Oh.
Yeah. You got to use your non-dominant hand, or you got to do it with your eyes closed, or it has to be the highest on the thing, or you only can use your index and middle finger, hand over one eye. So it's a goofy kind of little party game, but I love that. I mean, these as a component is really cool, but the idea that this thing is the reset. I'm going to keep doing this, and the more I do it, the more chance it's going to.
Yeah, that's why I'm not interrupting you. I'm hoping that you just keep doing it until it finally. Does it have a middle pole or anything that they're all stuck around?
Nope. It's just a tower of those craft fuzzies.
All right. I was looking at that yesterday.
It's great. Pick it up. It's fantastic. It's super fun. Yeah. I mean, and you could turn it into, an adult game like Jenga does. It doesn't have to be. It's a great family game. It's a great dexterity game, but you turn it into a drinking game pretty quickly.
Already.
I haven't yet. I haven't.
You did.
What'd I do?
When you dropped the little one.
What'd I say?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm trying not to. Well, yeah. My number 5, or the first one that I will talk about twice. Come on.
Was it twice? Oh, I missed the second one.
Are we doing a drinking game at 2:30 every time Mike swears?
No. And it gets worse.
Yeah. So the fuzzies.
It's a family game.
Pick it up. It's a good game.
Dog hairs ruined my. Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes me wonder because I have cats, and one of my cats, their hair is like this long, real fuzzy, real light. Sometimes I'm just walking through the hall and I just see one doing that number as if there's no gravity. So yeah, that would stick to my that cat hair would stick to it.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good that they have the plastic thing though to hold it.
Yeah, or else they'd be all over the place, like the one that I just.
That's a good pick. That makes me mad about my picks already.
Oh, mine get progressively better.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, you picked a whole game. That's what you should have done was just shown the one fuzzy.
Well, it's not the fuzzy that I'm saying is the component. I'm saying this as the component.
The actual packaging.
The top of it, like the way that's used as the reset. Like I thought that was really clever that they used that cup as a reset.
Right, that's packaging, not component, but whatever.
It's the component of the game.
I know. I'm just messing with you. I'm going to let's see. What's my number 5? Oh, disappointed in my number 5s now. I'm gonna pick as a category.
It's hard when you don't have a list in order.
It is. I'm gonna pick as a category resources that are uniquely made for the game.
Okay.
For instance, Andromeda's Edge has all their unique resources and stuff like that. Like Titanium, which I made in 3D. Although I didn't finish the last one. But for that example, I picked the resources in Arnak, the little tablets and the cool gems and the arrowheads.
Yeah.
And that comes in the standard game, right? And I love that the little tablets, like, here, let me adjust this so you can see it. The little tablets have the little writing on it, and the gems have their own shapes to them. Because, I mean, they sell standard gems of this acrylic quality. They could have used that. Right. But I just like the extra step in Cardboard Alchemy. We always try to take that extra step, right? But this isn't a retail game. And I was really impressed to see that in a retail game. Not just like a Kickstarter explosion deluxe thing. And so I think of these usually outside of like art products. I think of these usually whenever I think about fun little
Mhm.
uniquely made resources. So
Mhm.
there's them
Go
right
big.
there. Yeah, I wished whenever I only have one of the expansions for Arnak.
Mm.
And it's a leadership one, but I haven't looked at the other one. But I wish they had like created another resource thing, just because I wanted to see what else they would do, some kind of gold resource or something like that.
Right.
And I dropped one too, so this is going to be a theme.
Mm-hmm. I'm not dropping another one.
I picked one up.
I'm not doing it. I got the
So that's
yellow.
my number 5. Not
For
as
those
good as little fuzzy balls, but
I mean, you can't really get better. I did, for those that were concerned, I did get the little yellow fuzzy. Like he's
no one was concerned.
now back with his family. So I know you were. You weren't asleep tonight if you didn't know that.
Are we doing snake?
We can stake it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Do snake.
All right, so I'm going to do my number 4, then you do number 4, and so on. All right, so my number 4, I think I brought onto our show before, but they are specifically this isn't the category of minis, although they are technically minis, I guess. But this is the category of functional component. So basically, I'm using the ships from Black Fleet.
Okay.
And the reason why, I just hit my mic. And the reason why is because if you look at the top of them, here, I gotta adjust my focus again. If you look at the top of them, they have little places for these resource cubes.
Mm-hmm.
They actually hold them. I'm going to drop all of this.
Yeah, you are.
But they actually hold them as you move across the map.
Mm.
This, by the way, is my favorite pirate game. It's very light. It's not mean. It doesn't feel mean anyway. But and it's got a great feel to it. You still kind of feel piratey because this is your merchant ship. You pick up a bunch of stuff, but when a pirate ship comes along, they can steal from you. They can only take one of your cubes, and it goes into the back of their ship. Wow, I can't believe I didn't drop any of that.
That was pretty good. That was
yeah,
professional.
But just the idea of these little minis, I'm all blurry now. Just the idea of these little minis holding the resources instead of like putting them off to the side or something like that. It's so good. And they work. I mean, you saw I didn't even drop them. They work so well. I've always been impressed with this. Is an older game too. I've always been impressed with the functionality of these little guys. And it makes me think every time we make a game, I'm like, how can we put stuff in there? I mean, if you look at, dwellings and Andromeda's, how they make houses with the tops or something like that. I like that functionality. So
no, it's good. I have that game. I've never played it. I have it. And the copy that I purchased from someone had all of the, see? All the ships painted.
Yeah, there's so many of these that I wish I could paint. I started painting my my Marvel ones, and right now they're all black with a little bit of white splash on their head.
That's good.
And that's just how they're going to be forever because I'll never get around to painting.
There's so many.
I know, it's too many. Too many. So yeah, that's my number 4.
That's a good one. All right, so I'll go to my number 4. My number 4 kind of talks back to what your number 5 was with components.
Oh, okay.
And this is the cheat one for me.
That's the cheat one. You showed an entire game last time.
I did, but it like that component was
all right.
Thing.
What's your cheat one?
The cheat one has to do with kind of this little guy.
Oh, look at that guy. What is he from? He looks familiar.
Yeah. And then it has something like this in the game. I'm going to see if anybody can get it first.
Oh, that's a cool feather.
Right.
I'm live in a first-class lounge in Scotland. That's cool.
That's neat. And this.
Okay, tree. All right, where are these things? I do like silk screen on wood. I mean, we do that too. It's
And the honey.
Oh, honeycombs. What game is this? I have no clue.
And some people.
Oh, Maple Valley. Is that what this is?
Yep, you got it.
Well, I didn't get it. Rosie did.
Yeah, no, I didn't say Rosie got it. You didn't get it.
You're not hungry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I can keep going, but for for purposes of this, my number 4 is going to be any component from any KTBG or Burnt Island game. They're phenomenal.
Okay, that is the cheat. If you just pick an entire publisher,
anything that they put in their game, their components, down to the insert that they have for the stuff, like they make sure they pay attention to their components, and their components are beautiful. So you talk about the components from Arnak. I'm purposefully showing, or intentionally showing, Maple Valley because that's what I could grab. But this rings true for any one of their games. Their components are beautiful, power plants, and
have you seen like the latest one, the Endeavor Deep Sea?
Yeah. I love the way that was shipped. It was shipped in a paper cover with no plastic, and the insert is they're super smart. They're super intentional in what they do. Helena just runs an amazing company. And I love everything that they do.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. Good cheat. It's a good cheat.
Yep. I'm not sure, Brandon, which ones were in the Kickstarter and which ones are retail. I back all their stuff, so I do have the Kickstarter. But the upgrade to go from the retail level to the deluxe level or the Kickstarter exclusive level is such a nominal cost for what you get from them. Like some of their stuff is only a $5 or $10 increase, and you get just amazing components that you wouldn't get in retail. And they're awesome.
Yeah, that's a good cheat. No, I like it. Okay, I guess. What was that?
You said game components, and you picked a game, so I have game components from a game.
Well, you called it a cheat, so I'm just agreeing with you.
Right.
You're doing your number 3 now, right?
I am. So this one.
I'm going to do one before you did one, but we'll see.
This is a harder one. So there's 2 games that are hard to find in my list, but you'll know why. This is one of them. Anytime I see this game, I pick it up. It is one of my favorite components in games ever.
I know one of them.
You should, and I'm sure I'm going to talk about it at some point. But this game is super simple in its execution. You have 3 actions on your turn, and you're trying to make a dish. And one of the actions you get to do on your turn is to take this little shaker.
Right.
And there's 4 different colors: yellow, green, black, and red. And they represent pepper, red pepper, black pepper, something else, and something lemon, and something else. But your idea, one of the actions you get to do, and obviously I'm not going to do it because these will get all over the place. You don't have the top on it. You have the shaker. And one of the things you get to do is take the shaker.
Those don't look like they'll come out. Can you turn it around?
Top back on. But one of the actions you get to do is that. That's an action. And whatever comes out and goes into your pot for your dish becomes ingredients. And there's salt in there, which could ruin your dish. And if you ever get too much, you just ruin your dish. But the most frustrating thing is when you do that and nothing comes out and you're like, and then you spend another action to do that again and nothing comes out again. It's so frustrating. It's great when other people are doing it and you just laugh every time this is happening. You're just laughing. I love this as a component in that game. Works so damn.
You still haven't said the name of the game, but thankfully Nikki is.
Yeah, Nikki got it. Yeah, it's an older one. Fantasy Flight had it out. There were talks of them doing a reprint. I haven't seen anything about it. But
this is the one that has the little pan, right?
Yeah, the production of it is it's just bonkers. But you have a stove that has a dial for heat, and you have to have this at a certain temperature to get the thing made, your dish made. But it has a pan, like it's a pan. So this is sitting on your stove like this, and then one of your actions is to do this into the pan to get the ingredients.
Come on, take the top off. Let's see it once.
Did you just tell me to take my top off?
Sorry, this is not dark 42.
So this is one of the ingredients you're trying to make this thing for 4
recipes.
Yep. In that pan, you need a yellow and 2 red, so a lemon and 2 red pepper. And you need your temperature to be between 3 and 5. If it gets to 6, you burn the dish and you don't get anything. So I know I need at least 1 yellow and 2 red. So on my turn, I'll grab the red as an action, do that. And you can't hold it and you can't shake it. It's literally just this. No, I'm not. All right, fine. You ready?
Into the pan.
Fine. All right, so this will be an action. See?
You didn't do it all the way.
Nothing came out. Well, I don't
turn it all the way.
I know. I don't want too much to come out. All right, so I would do another action. All right, so one came out, but I got a salt.
Okay.
So that's not going to help me.
I mean, salt's good. Why is salt bad?
But that's all. There you go. So I got a red in there. So anyway, that's one of my favorite components in games is this damn thing because it never goes your way and it's super frustrating and everyone laughs.
Nice. Congratulations on not dropping a single thing.
Not one. Didn't drop one. And they have an expansion and they have a dessert expansion and they end up they have another one of these that you add to it. So the base game has 4 and then if you play with the expansion you get a 5th one. But it's super simple. It's super family friendly, and it's super fun when it never works. What did I say?
I don't know. I missed it. I'm so deaf to it now because I'm used to family show.
What did I say?
I don't know.
All right, I'm trying not to. Oh yeah, that's my number 4.
Nice. Go ahead. That's your number 3.
That's my number 3. That was 3?
Yeah, that was 3.
Oh, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Got it.
My number 3, I'm going to I'll go ahead and talk about these because this is the one that I'm disappointed that I have right now. Although I like them, but so I'm going to do as a category coins. I love it when games come with coins.
Okay.
I tried to find a unique one. So I grabbed Zaya Legends of a Drift System, and they have these cool metal, like blue is 5s and then silver is normal and stuff. The problem is I forgot that these don't stack, and I have a problem with these coins. So now I'm like, why did I grab these coins? But I do enjoy custom coins that are made for the game and stuff. I also the reason why I grabbed this is because I grabbed some coins that I have for Concordia, and then I realized that didn't come with a game. I put those in myself, so I had to rush and grab these before the thing, and that But coins in general are some of my favorites, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't grab the ones from Yokohama because they're like this big, but they're really thick and they're unusual that way. Oh yeah, I've made coins before. In fact, I helped make the coins for Flamecraft and Flamebound and all that stuff coming out. So if there are indeed coins, I can't say things. But yeah, I enjoy making coins. So I made some for my game as well. Yeah.
The blue in your trouble, the blue coin from your troubles game it's such a beautiful blue.
Yeah, I was very happy with those. I like just like this has that blue.
Yeah.
That blue color and stuff. I like coins that have different colors too because I do have one game that I use different coins, and the gold and the silver are so close to each other, it's hard to tell which ones.
Right.
But it was a spoiler. Of course, we're doing coins. Yeah, coins are always just a wonderful thing to see whenever you open up a game. You're like, oh, it's got coins because paper money's the worst. I think universally people agree on that.
Yep.
Card money is really good. Token cardboard chits and stuff. That's great. But coins is just the best.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the game. Sometimes it prices itself out though for what it's worth. Like they can get expensive, and there is some tactile nature to them. Like you want them to clang together when you're playing, but they can.
Yeah, and it's hard too because of their expense. Some games trying to keep their money down will only give you like just barely enough to play like with 3 players when it's a 4-player game or something like that, and you have to maybe get the punches to So I'm not crazy about that, but yeah, paper money brings you back to Monopoly. That's true. I did see a game recently use paper money, and what is all that?
That's Maple Valley.
Oh, okay. And I didn't see anybody say anything about the paper money usage, which is a good thing because, it should have a place amongst board games and stuff. I do like that we're not like tearing people down for using paper money. I was surprised to see it, but
yeah.
Ironclad.
Yeah, the poker chips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They were.
Yeah, poker chips are good too.
That was Roxley, right? With Brass Birmingham, I think.
So that's my number 3, and my number 2. I'll go ahead and jump into minis. Of course, there's a billion minis. When I tried to think of minis that weren't a certain IP like Marvel or Disney or something like that, the first thing that popped into my head were these amazing metal minis that you get with Expedition. If you get the metal ones from Stegmaier Games.
Yeah, Stonemaier.
Stonemaier from Jamie Stegmaier. Yeah. But these are full metal. Like these are heavy. If I drop them, it's going to hurt. But yeah, just the detail that you get with the there.
Yeah.
And they're nice and big. I mean, look how big they are in my hand, you know?
Yeah. You have really
these things are awesome. What was that?
You have really tiny hands.
I do. I really. That's why I bring them up close.
Yeah.
So they look normal. But yeah, and then each one's unique. There's 5 of them. Yeah, 5 of them that you play with. But I love the look of these. I want to get. It made me want to go back because they have metal ones for Scythe.
Yep.
And I don't know if I can find them anymore, but it made me want to go back and get those because before the metal ones, Scythe mechs probably would have been my first grab, especially since I have the airships and stuff too.
They have 2 more for expeditions too.
They have what?
2 more in the expansion. There's 2 more mechs.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, giant things here. Oh, this one's creepy.
They're beautiful.
I know.
Yep.
That one.
Yeah.
It's like a walking mosquito or something.
That whole world that is built there with Scythe and Expedition with the big mechs and the fields and like it's just a cool.
Ooh.
It's just a cool world.
Oh, they're still talking about coins and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, are you? Yeah, Ironclad edition. You're asking if I like the game. I thought the game was pretty good. I'd give it. I don't know if you 6.8, not quite a 7 out of 10 kind of thing.
Okay.
Like I'd play it if somebody else goes, "Hey, you want to play this?" I go, "Yeah, sure, I'll play it," but I'm not going to pull it off the shelf to play it. Like it's in that realm, you know what I mean? I'm happy to keep it. I love the minis that helps play it and stuff. It just it's not. I think I was excited for this because I love Scythe. Scythe, I think I would say Scythe is in top 10, top 15 games for me.
That's a good one.
So because it was in the same world and stuff like that, I was like, "Ooh!" And it was probably my expectations up here, and it's still a really solid game, kind of thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I played it maybe 5 times in the first 2 weeks that we got it, so it is good. But after a while, I feel like I played enough of it and stuff.
Sure.
I'll revisit it.
I don't know.
What?
Did you play with the expansion yet?
No, and I do want to try the expansion. So, I mean, maybe I do think it's a 7. The more I think about it, I'm like, I should try with the expansion. I want to play again. And of course, the more I pull these out, these are fun to clunk around.
Yeah, so. For sure. Agreed.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So that was my number 2. So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is probably, you probably predict it. It's another one of my favorite game components in any game I've played. Because of how it makes people feel. The game, if you haven't played it, this is the original edition. The new edition doesn't have what I'm about to talk about. They removed it from the new edition because they constantly broke or ripped or whatever. So this is the original.
And a la carte, just to make sure, a la carte was also unavailable, right? All of your picks are things that people can't get. That's
not currently in print, but harder to find. Yes. And the next one is almost impossible too. But so this is the original version of Sheriff from Nottingham.
Oh, yep. Oh, I know. I should have guessed this one.
Yep. So the game you're trying to everybody takes takes turns being the sheriff, and you're trying to bluff or not bluff your way into King John's party because you have well-known apples and you have the best apples in the land. And the sheriff has the opportunity to search your little bag. And in this bag, you have to declare the correct number of cards that are in there. So if I put 4 cards in here and Chris is the sheriff, I have to say I have 4 apples. And at some point at the table, Chris can choose to or not check the bag. Can check my bag, can check other people's bag, cannot check the bag. So when you put your cards in there, there's this little snap, and you pass it, and you're like, I got 4 apples. And Chris is like, are you sure you have 4 apples? I'm like, you know what? I don't want to waste your time. Here's $5. Just let me go through. You should probably check them out because I know they're lying. Like I've heard stories. So you can bribe, you can bluff, you can do whatever. If he decides to check the bag, there is this thing that happens. That little, I don't know if it came through, but that little snap.
It did, but it sounded more like you dropped something.
It's just a snap.
Yeah.
And you can play the new one. The new rule is if you touch the bag. If Chris touches the bag, it's considered searched. But this edition, if you hear that's like, you can give it a tug and pull and see people's reactions. And if it snaps and you were bluffing, it's so crushing because you're like, oh God, he's going to find out. But if you were not bluffing and you're telling the truth and Chris does check the bag, and then Chris has to pay you and you baited him into checking your bag. That one little snap causes, just like the little shake of the a la carte thing, it causes so much emotion on both sides of that bluffing that it's one of my favorite mechanisms in games ever.
That's and I've told you before that I have that edition as well, but we never snap them close because I was always afraid that we would ruin the bag after a while.
And that's why they changed it, because they would people would just like, I think I have 3 copies of the original for that reason, but I don't have one that's ripped. Like, as long as you're not playing like aggressive and ripping and whatever, like you can just snap it. It still does the thing. You don't have to rip it from the corner.
Yeah, but I mean, people would, right? So I always just told people, don't snap it, just keep it close. And if you open it, that's the same thing.
Right.
But so I don't share the snap thing, but I get it because the minute they open it, it's that tension.
It's so good. The new edition is like you can hover over it and taunt people, but if you touch the bag, it's considered to be searched. So they changed that element. Maybe people like it that way, maybe not. But this version is amazing.
I always do horribly at this game because no one ever tries to get anything past me.
Okay.
They put in there and they tell the truth and they won't bribe me. So I get no money whenever I'm the sheriff.
And you could win by telling the truth in this game. You don't have to lie. Yeah.
Yeah. And they just pick my turn to be the time that they all tell the truth. I get no money and then it moves on. I'm like, So
they know you.
Yeah, I guess.
You're a bad sheriff.
No, I'm a good sheriff. That's why they know not to lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
Snap, crackle, pop.
I mean, you could loosely say that my next game has to do with elf-sized things, but
no, yeah, I already know what that is.
Yeah, yep.
Wait, you just did your 2, so go ahead and do your number 1.
So this one is the most impossible one to find from my list, but I talk about it all the time. I don't talk about it all the time. It comes up on certain shows, and we always look at the BGG pictures of other people's bits of it. But I got the copy, and I have the bits to show, which still won't do it justice. But all right, so one of my favorite combos, and they don't make games anymore, sadly, are the Lamont brothers. And the Lamont brothers put out a game back in 20-something.
20.
What was this? I forgot what year this was.
It was like 2013, 2012.
12, 13, somewhere around there. The game is called Spellbound. I love the game. It plays 1 to 4. It's about an hour. Not a very complicated game. You're just trying to return books to where they need to go. But with Lamont Brother games, they handcraft their bits, their pieces. So the books you're trying to return to where they need to go, this is one of the books.
Yeah, I love it. It's like Labyrinth looking.
Yep. And this is a resin, like this is a sculpted, handcrafted bit. It's not cardboard. It's not plastic.
Show the other books. I like that yellow one.
Yeah. Well, I'll wait till show you the yellow one then. So there's the green.
Great. Oh, he's funny. I haven't seen the green one.
The green's great. Like they're just amazing. Like when they're on the board, it's just the table presence of this is just killer.
I also didn't realize how big they were from the pictures that we've seen before.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yep, they're solid. All right, here's the yellow. Kind of looks like you.
And this is called Spellbound. It does not look like me.
It does totally look like you. Look at that.
Okay, it looked like me.
There's this. There's another bit of the game on another one of those scoring tracks.
It's like a mimic.
So they are fantastic. If those are the components in the game and that's what we had to do and get them back to the thing and we were doing whatever, like that would be cool. It gets even better because your pieces, like the pieces of the game, are these guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's Labyrinth looking. I love it.
They are phenomenal. Like, I don't know I can't show you. I don't know what I can give. This is Mika's painting is a 4x4.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? Like I gotta put it in front. Like they're bonkers. They're absolutely bonkers. They're so well crafted. They bring the game to life when they're sitting on the table and you're trying to play with them, and they're just awesome. They're just awesome. Yeah. And there's 4 of them. There's the green.
Yeah, they're bigger than the images on BGG made them look too. I'm glad you have them in the end.
Huge. They're huge.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
That's cool. I hope you have them displayed instead of in the box. You should put those out.
No, nope. Well, maybe.
Because you have kids. You have little kids. Yeah, maybe not.
It's not going to happen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, just with the crystal ball and the way the details are on there. Look at the ear. Like, it's just, they're just beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful.
That looks like you went and bought something at like a thrift store to put in there instead, right?
Yeah. Like you would go and upgrade your money to coins, and I went and upgraded them from a crap. Yeah, but they came in the game. Like that's
crazy.
Yep. And there's a board, and there's cards, and there's all the things you would think of. But like, there's this troll that you got to mess with. Like he's trying to get some stuff going, and then Baba Yaga. Well, he's a helper. He helps you.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah. And then Baba Yaga's in there, so like she's trying to get all the books from you because she's got other things going on.
Those are cool.
Just neat. The game is just super neat. One does not leave the house. I very rarely take it anywhere. I don't want anything to happen to it. So I'm very
fair enough
on this one. But I have never shown it. I don't think I've shown it on maybe like year 1 or year 2. I might have shown it, but
yeah, I don't think so. I think we've only ever looked at pictures on BGG of them. So I'm glad you had them in hand because I didn't realize they were that big. Those are cool. Those are always cool to see. They come up anytime we talk about components, so I knew they were coming.
Yep. Yeah, there's 3. I mean, when you talk about components, there's 3 that I'll always talk about. There's the snap feature from Sheriff. There's the a la carte shakers, and there's these guys. Like they're just. If I wasn't so scared of them, like breaking, I would leave them out. They're just so whimsical. They're so cool.
Yeah.
Like the detail is just killer. So, that is my number 1 always.
I should have went first so that you ended with that because I do like these, but these aren't going to beat that. So my number 1 category wise is we're over an hour, by the way. My category is anytime you build a component that is made out of cardboard and like slots together to make like a 3D bit and stuff. So for that example, I did the heroes over land, air, and sea.
Oh, cool.
And these are like the boats that you put your pieces in and stuff. So they have all different types, right?
Yeah.
So I love it whenever it immediately makes you feel creative whenever you get to put them together. Mm-hmm. I like building them. So
Yeah.
I got all these different. There's also buildings in there. I didn't grab the buildings just because I think these are the more fun one. There's an alligator one.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there's a lot of character. I mean, you can put artwork in them, unlike minis, right? So, well, in general, but so you could put a lot of fun stuff to these.
Yep.
Fireball. Does a helicopter? Is that also a cardboard one?
That's the redo of Fireball Island too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, anytime, and I just didn't want to grab the whole thing. I didn't realize we could grab whole games. I almost grabbed the cardboard build of the marbles in Potion Explosion.
Oh yeah.
The thing, because all of that is something that you build when you get it, right? You put it together and stuff. And I love it whenever it kind of makes me feel like I'm crafting whenever I open it up and I get to punch it and then build it. That's almost as fun as the game to me. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, dice tower stuff, like the dice tower and Wingspan. That's a dice tower, right?
It's a dice tower, and so it's from one of the first games I ever backed on Kickstarter. It's what the hell is it called?
Look at that, you one up me on my one.
Ancient Terrible Things. Why won't this turn on? Battery's dead? Oh, is the battery dead?
There's a battery in it? I've never seen one with a battery.
No. I didn't think the battery was dead.
But yeah, anything that you can build with Punchboard itself, I always feel like, I mean, I don't know if people feel like they're robbed of, like resin bits or something like that, but I'm kind of happy. I'm happy to see it because I like that it gives that little creative nod to stuff you can do with it. But yeah, that's my number one. We are 6 minutes or almost 7 minutes over the hour. I knew we wouldn't be able to finish within an hour. Oh, that's cool. And what game does that go to?
It has lights in it. Like as you're building it, you have to put the lights throughout the inside of the cabinet. It's a game called Ancient Terrible Things. You roll, and then you gotta you're trying to get sets or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, in the redo, they had an add-on for a dice tower, and it's the ship that the adventuring party's on. It's Cthulhu themed. I love. It's a great game, but that kind of that craftiness, you feel really cool, and then you're drifting lights around it. It's
wow. I almost grabbed the minis from Blood Rage for money whenever I went. The minis was the hardest thing because the second minis I grabbed were Hellboy because I have the huge Hellboy thing, and I love that game just for the minis and stuff. No. But again, it's an IP and all that, so taking out IPs made it a lot easier for me to grab something. But
I would say one of the coolest, almost innovative, is that Dark Tower.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
The way it interacts, at the beginning of the show, I think Brandon had mentioned it too, but the way that it interacts with the app and the app knows what's going on, the way it turns, the way the doors come and the skull, it is really, it's menacing. It does its job really well. It's really cool. As a component, it's really cool.
Yeah.
But I couldn't grab it, so.
Very cool.
I would have taken out this. It's tower-esque, so it probably would have. If I had it, I would have.
It breathes.
It breathes, yeah.
Components from D6. I don't know what that one is.
Oh.
All right. Well, we need to start wrapping it up because, unlike our show, we need to keep it around an hour-ish. So, just going to end with saying that it's fun taking over Cardboard Alchemy.
We didn't spoil anything, right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Good.
And we didn't get any questions to let me spoil anything, so that's fine. The closer and closer, I could just share a screen that has artwork on it for stuff, but I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the zombie. So I don't have the zombie Galactus. I have the new Marvel United one. That zombie Galactus, though, I really wish I had that one.
Well, also there's the Cthulhu from Death May Die. That's actually you're playing on it, right? It's gigantic. There's so many.
Will this happen again soon? Us taking over this channel? Probably not. They'll probably never let us back on again after this. No, we didn't do anything too bad. But I'm probably not anytime soon because I know they'll be around. But Peter will be back next week. But we do have a show every Monday at 8 Central.
Fake time.
What was that?
That's
Central is not fake time. It's in the middle.
No one
So
does
that's the compromise time.
No one does that. No one does that. Everyone goes east.
I do. I live in Central time.
You live in a fake time.
Thanks, Nikki. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad I come in and cause chaos with you. Hey, there he is.
Hey, look at that. Got Peter in right at the end.
Right as we were leaving. Bye. Yeah, have a great rest of the weekend. Travel safe if anybody's traveling. Happy to be on here. See you on Monday. If those want to tune in on Monday. What are we doing on Monday? All the games for family, like Thanksgiving holiday stuff.
Thanksgiving stuff. So yeah, come check us out there, and there won't be a swear jar on that one.
No, there won't. Well, we will have board game rundown folks on that one.
Driving on the beach, and you shouldn't be texting while driving on beaches. I guess you're going to be in the ocean.
Yeah, don't do that. We need you to bring that prototype back.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Like he's driving around with a prototype.
Yes.
Stay safe, Peter. Stay safe, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you later.